You ever put your name into a deep sieve and get nothing out? It was reaching nobody.
What was frustrating on my job search is that I kept applying to things online and it felt like things were just going into a black hole, and jobs I knew I was qualified for, I didn't hear back on a lot of things. And I felt like I was spinning my wheels, spending a lot of time and effort and getting no results.
I would get a call back because I had the credentials, but I wasn't making it either past talking to the recruiter or that first round. I wasn't closing the deal.
I went to these websites, monster.com and ladders and all that, and really I found them more confusing than helpful. It was at that time, after, I guess, looking at my resume, that I had taken it as far as I could, and I started looking for a resume writer, of which you were recommended.
My background's in marketing, and while I'm used to marketing other products, I just didn't feel that it would be best for me to market me. I needed someone who could look at me separately to help see some of the strengths that I should be putting forward versus just myself doing it.
I had checked out a couple other, I guess like your competition, other people who basically write resumes and are job coaches, etc. And when I listened to their presentations, there was a lot of marketing, but there weren't a lot of new ideas that I felt would really benefit me in my job search. I was just a lot more impressed by what you had to offer when I listened to the presentation.
And I sat through a couple of different coaches, and Jewel I felt was the best one for me to work with.
You took my profile, and I have got to tell you, I've told you this a bunch of times, I shot up. I now have over 25,000 connections. I'm talking with people worldwide, and I have some pretty neat things going on with that.
Once Jewel set up my LinkedIn profile, my search numbers on LinkedIn went up right away.
Well, after we updated my resume, I started getting even more hits, got the offers. But then after that, while I was at Kimberly-Clark, I have been consistently hit by recruiters looking for people and roles that I would be interested in. So many times you have to give people a lot of background on what you're due and kind of the story. And I just was so impressed with how quick you got it and how you just immediately connected and was like, oh, got it. Okay, so this is what you're doing. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I just felt as though you were the coach that I need in so many different ways.
I just appreciated that she gets in and gets it done for you, and you get going right away.
They're very supportive, non-judgmental, and very encouraging. And I think that's what I needed, but I think a lot of other people need that who have been through some difficult job searches.
Took about 6 weeks once we finished my LinkedIn profile and had my resume updated. It took about 6 weeks for me to land a new job.
The time from when I sent the initial application or the resume in until the time I got the offer was about 60 days.
So the result of this process is that I have a VP position in Treasury Management Sales, and the increase has been 50% of my salary, which is fantastic.
After our sessions, I didn't just get the offer with Kimberly-Clark, I also got the offer with Georgia Pacific. Yes. So I got 2 offers within 2 weeks of each other.
In our prayers, mine was, let me get another job before the money runs out. That's exactly what happened.
All that help and that expertise really, really paid off.
The salary was at least 10,000 more than my last permanent position that was a good job. So it's an increase of at least 10,000 annually.
First interview is with the CEO of Lifeway, who amazing person, amazing human. And we sit down, we're talking, and halfway through the interview, he goes, "So, has anybody talked to you about? Would you be moving here if you got the job? Would you be staying?" And it's like, oh wow, well this was great. So pseudo giving me the offer in the first 30 minutes. To be clear, guys, Jewel took me from a manager to a senior manager to a chief marketing officer role.
I gotta tell you, there's no way I could have done that by myself.
So to be honest with you, the new job for me means I'm living the perfect life.
And you've helped just change the entire trajectory of my life.